Hello and welcome to Investors Hangout, your weekly guide to making smarter financial decisions. This series is brought to you by Aditya Birla Sun Life Mutual Fund and Value Research. This Children's Day, we're taking up a question that every parent asks. What is the best investment for our child's future? Between Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, the Public Provident Fund, and mutual funds, which one really helps build a safer, a better education plan for your child's future? And to decode this, we are joined by our CEO, Dhirendra Kumar. Welcome, Dhirendra.
Thank you.
First up, why is it important to set aside or to create a separate investment plan for your child's future?
So that you don't fiddle with it. It's a very important goal. Your child's education can't wait. And if you're ambitious about it, then it's a non-negotiable goal. And preparing very lavishly about it, being wrong with your, with your estimate that you planned for 2 crore and you actually needed just 1 crore for some higher education is fine, but you can't go wrong with not having any preparation. In fact, having little less is also all right, because then if you have the substantial part, then you can borrow. If it's a meaningful education, you can be little objective. But having no preparation is not a situation anybody would like to be in. Likewise, if you are actually very ambitious about the wedding plan, and if it is very important in your scheme of things or your priority or in your societal standing, then better be ready when you have the time and prepare for it.
Right now, Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana and the Public Provident Fund, they are very popular among parents. They are considered to be safe. So what should parents know before they start investing in them?
Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana and Public Provident Funds are very popular because they are backed by government. There can't be anything safer than that. Not only that, PPF yields the highest among guaranteed fixed income alternatives. But Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana always delivers little more than that. And the only difference is that PPF is meant for any citizen, including a child. And Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana is only for the eligible ones are only the girl child. And today it is the highest yielding and highest safety fixed income yielding instrument at 8.2%. It's important for investors to understand that 8.2 looks very attractive, but 8.2% to be invested over such a long period of time will be about 35-36 lakh rupees. 10,000 rupees to be invested every month over a period of 15 years will become that much. When you compare it with something like an average equity fund, a multi-cap fund or a diversified equity fund, and the poorest of one, which in the past 15 years would have yielded about 12%, that will be about 48 lakh rupees. 48 lakh rupees as compared to a very attractive fixed income and the safest fixed income alternative over such period of time. The equity choice is very attractive for anybody who understands what it is. But I think there are multiple ways of looking at it. Till you develop this belief, till you develop that understanding, it is better to open your Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana account. Get started with it. And it is not that this or that, it could be this and that. So maybe you start with your, the girl child is born, every birthday start putting some money in Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana. That will be the fixed income and entirely allocated. And there is an advantage of, earmarking something for the child which you will not touch.
Right. That brings me to the next question, which is parents, they often worry about risk. So how should one balance safety and growth?
It's not a matter of balancing it. It is a matter of experiencing it. It is not that people are not, people don't want high return. People understand that they need high return. They also understand that equity is the only way to get high return. But the way they experience equity, the way they invest in equity, mostly it turns out to be very disappointing, because you invest and you lose for a while, and when you are most excited. So I think if you are able to do the groundwork, and what we will sound like a stuck record, that do your foundational thing, prepare for it, have your emergency fund, put your emergency fund in order, get your health insurance, and then start, and never invest lump sum. If you do these 3 things, I think you can well carry on. You will not panic, because most of the time the problem is that people don't think of in terms of SIP. People think that they will save and keep it in the bank account, accumulate it for 6 months, and after they have been able to accumulate a sizable amount or meaningful amount, then they will invest. They look at the general psyche of investing as a one large investment to be made. The house buying kind of approach, that you will accumulate this money and then you will go about making an investment. It hasn't really been hammered in people's mind that it could be a fairly routine, regular, mundane thing, the way they earn, they save, and they should invest as well. And that reduces their risk substantially.
Right. Now, for parents comparing these options side by side, can you quickly sum up the pros and cons of Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, PPF and mutual funds in terms of returns, tax benefits and flexibility?
Let me do an objective comparison. Equity gets highest return and it is volatile, and it is likely to reduce your risk only if you are able to understand and stick around for that longer period. Next comes the most attractive is Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana for the girl child, because it's the highest yield, high and most safe fixed income investment alternative. And the way ever since this scheme was launched, it has always yielded little more than PPF. So if you have a girl child, instead of PPF, always go for Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, and it has a slightly longer maturity too. It is not a 15-year scheme like PPF. The investments can carry on up till 21 years. Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana and PPF is exactly the same, earns 1% less.
So finally, if you had to give one practical tip to new parents starting now, what should they do?
I would say that invest 5,000 rupees in Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana for your girl child anyway on her birthday. But start your SIP and do a step-up SIP. There is no limitation. And once you have done it for 2-3 years, I think things will become self-evident. It will yield more. And you might be surprised by the amount of money needed 18 years from now, 15 years from now. Because one part is that we all understand that inflation never stops. Prices keep rising. But the way inflation has behaved, particularly in terms of education cost, that is dramatic. That is quite unreal. I hope that things turn around. I hope that the future be not as bad as it has been in the recent past, last 10-15 years when we compare. And that was also a systemic change. The government-sponsored education system in the country moving to private sector education of a completely different kind. So I would say that let's be very positive, but prepare more, have a higher headroom.
Well, that was a practical guide for every parent planning for their child's future. Thank you, Dhirendra.
Thank you very much.
If you like the show, do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Keep watching this space for more information. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye for now.